I think from a perspective of excitement, we drew in about 100 participants in our hackathon, which focused on Laz AI. They have a product that they pushed out as well as a campaign to also highlight the tech, the Lazbubu on Lazpad.
Yeah.
We had over 90,000 signups.
Oh, that's
So
a
in
lot.
terms of
Yeah.
reception, I think the industry is receptive of we're pushing something innovative. We're creating something where users can interact in a high-tech environment. How do you make tech engageable or usable? So currently with Lazpad and Lazbubu,
Yeah.
we're blurring the line of tech and experience. And I think experience is a very unique proposition that sometimes as a developer, people forget about the experience side. It just needs to work. It just needs to feel natural, not complex like how blockchain has been, of like had the connotation of being too complex.
Welcome to AthenaX Roundtable. It's an honor to have you here, Tom. And before we dive into Metis, for our listeners that meeting you for the first time, how do you usually introduce yourself?
First of all, thank you for having me. Usually I tell people that I first meet, I'm the CEO of Metis. We built one of the first scaling solutions for Ethereum. At our heart and our drive for our company and organization is embracing the ethos of blockchain. This really aligns with me because blockchain is an innovative technology, pushing the boundaries as well, which radiates with me personally in life, spiritually, and my work ethics. I like to really challenge the boundaries of the status quo and really pushing areas that people say it's impossible. That's how I've been all my life. So in
Right.
terms of contributing to the industry, the organization, this really radiates with me personally on a personal level.
True. So then I have met you a couple of times before, and then now there's one really major move from your side. It's this year, September, right? And then an open letter start with a really bold line. Metis is no longer just an L2. And could you dive more into what it is?
Yes, in terms of where Metis is and have always been, we have always been more than just a product. We're a vision, an intent to really contribute to personalization of ownership, truth, and decentralization. We had this open letter from Elena, one of the co-founder of Metis,
Yeah.
to really re-highlight this, to reaffirm the industry, our shift, our focus on AI. It's not just a change. It's just something that we've always been doing, building a solution, utilizing blockchain and what it stands for.
Right. I heard you talk to me before that you guys been already building for the past 18 months, right? It's like always been building and shifting into the AI narrative. Why is it now the moment that you announced the shifting?
I think it's when you tell the story. Sometimes the market's not ready, but to build something for AI or any kind of technology, it takes time. It's not overnight. Our testnet for Hyperion is in testnet. Laz AI is also in testnet. So you just can't build this within 4 weeks. We're building a tech stack, a modular kind of tech stack to really support different developers and their needs. And with the way the evolution of blockchain, always felt it was slow and very legacy. It feels like dial-up to me. But we're coming to a space where we need speed, and especially in AI, on-chain inference. If we want to validate data and have it happen on-chain, we need a better tech stack.
Oh, true. So to have a better tech stack, and then when you're saying the Metis is becoming an AI native ecosystem, so what does that actually really mean in real practice?
In terms of providing infrastructure technology, we're building something where developers can really take that and build a high-speed game, advanced deepened network. They can integrate their data set on-chain and utilize Laz AI to validate the data and also record it on-chain.
So then utilize Laz AI, and how is the Laz AI relationship with Metis? What's going on there?
Sure. In terms of really having a team focused on the AI side, Metis has been the core building infrastructure for blockchain. We brought in new talent, new AI researchers, a new team to build that tech stack out. In terms of team, we have some core team members supporting them, but bringing the blockchain experience, but yet working closely with Meta side because there is a synergy. When you have two separate teams, there's a little bit of friction, but the closer you work together, the more synergy and more fluid that experience is. We're looking to build Laz AI as a unified experience with Metis. Hence, kind of the close relationship and close incubation from the Metis Foundation.
Right. So then back to what we were talking about when you guys just published the open letter, right? So overall, after you publish, the community, what's their feedback? How they react to it?
I think from a perspective of excitement, we drew in about 100 participants in our hackathon, which focused on Laz AI. They have a product that they pushed out as well as a campaign to also highlight the tech, the Lazbubu on Lazpad.
Yeah.
We had over 90,000 signups.
Oh, that's
So
a
in
lot.
terms of
Yeah.
reception, I think the industry is receptive of, we're pushing something innovative. We're creating something where users can interact in a high-tech environment. How do you make tech engageable or usable?
Yeah.
So currently with Lazpad and Lazbubu,
Yeah.
we're blurring the line of tech and experience. And I think experience is a very unique proposition that sometimes as a developer, people forget about the experience side. It just needs to work. It just needs to feel natural, not complex like how blockchain has been, kind of like had the connotation of being too complex.
So being too complex is just when you mention about all these things, Lazbubu and everything, I want to dive more into also about you. How do you like enter the whole space in the first place?
Sure. So for me, my family has always been in business. And then from the business side, I've been able to interact and also engage and invest in my family's business. And taking the capital I earned, I used it for trading equities, commodities, and evolved to Forex. In terms of how I got into blockchain it's a new asset class. And being a asset class where it had volatility, it brought opportunity as well.
Yeah.
So I use blockchain because I can integrate that into my own life where I can trade anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without limitation. So in terms, that's how I really got engaged in the blockchain side.
Then I mean, we have met a couple times before, right? And then there was interesting story about how you get into Metis also. And what was that story? Would you like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So to be honest, I've been engaging in some of the space and the events. Met Elena and the team, got invited to dinner. We sat, we had a good conversation. And I think it was a shift in terms of what she was looking to do with her time and contribute on a different level from the foundation side.
Okay.
And they were looking for fresh eyes, fresh talent to really support the vision and really move the team forward. So after our first conversation, we really aligned in value personally for the team and also what blockchain means for us. Personal story here.
Yeah.
My mother has always been my hero, my driver in this in life in general, and still is. And seeing Elena as a woman in this space, it also inspired me to, I want to support. At that time, I felt like, hey, we're still an underdog compared to some of the networks, but it's okay. I thrive to be an underdog.
Right.
I like to showcase that we can do impossible things with little resource. And also, I would say in different views, not to prove people wrong, but to prove that anything can happen and anything can be done with the right mindset and the right people.
Wow, that is so nice. It's actually kind of touching when you said about the story, back linking to what you guys are sharing. So when you talk with Elena, what you guys feel to the blockchain, what is that?
I think it's about having ownership, control, freedom. For me, my life is always about freedom of choice, freedom to express, freedom to do what I want anytime I want. So for me, at that time was trading, right?
Yeah.
Being on trading from the equity side, you're limited to Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And then when you go to other markets, it provides a more open experience. But with blockchain, it's very decentralized. You can trade anytime from anywhere without limitation. You can sign up and interact with the space without having to KYC. That is freedom.
Yeah.
So in terms of what blockchain brings, I think it's the sense of freedom and ownership of yourself, the asset you own. And we're moving into like RWA and tokenization, which opens up a whole new world of opportunities.
True. So then back into now, when did you realize, well, this whole decentralization alone wasn't enough, and then that AI had to enter the story then?
I'm always looking for an innovative approach, like to really explore what's not seen. And I would say I'm an early adopter.
Yeah.
I think blockchain was very foreign to the traditional finance world, where how do you really take on-chain, you take asset and you bring it on-chain. What is digital asset anyways?
Yeah.
But now you see the market, right? All the biggest banks, all the biggest financial institution, even governments are embracing this. So I think there's a shift and underlying of value of data. People don't know how to monetize data. They don't know the value of data. If you look at all the machine learning models right now,
Yeah.
data is everything. Without data, there is no model. Without data, Google can't really provide targeted ads, even for Meta as well. But all this data is free to them. I would say undercover, or in a way where it's like a Trojan horse, right?
Yeah.
You have Gmail where you think you're pretty much you have privacy, but all this data that they have, they're using that data to fuel a business and commercializing it.
True. And then basically when we talk about then the data is so important when you involve with AI, this every project is just facing this when you talk about the data verify, how do you verify the data?
Sure. For Laz AI, they came up with a new token standard. It's called DAT, Data Anchoring Token. So what this means is instead of a static image of like an NFT, you have a dynamic kind of view of like how the information, how the data evolved, who contributed to this data. And you have different variables that you can program into this data. So in a way, you're assetizing the data, and there's many ways you can program it to interact. So I think with that, it brings a new almost asset class into a more of a mature environment.
Okay. So in a sense where teach me if I'm just a normal user and then I'm new to the space, and then how am I going to use AI to leverage to do the trading, or like to verify my data, or like to be into the space?
Sure. I think there's two components, right?
Yeah.
Depending on which direction or which side you're coming from. If you're a developer, I think the data set, you can interact with Laz AI, record your data on chain, and basically have a timestamp, serial number of kind of the interaction and contribution. From a user standpoint, and you're seeing this at mainstream, is how can we use AI to abstract the blockchain experience? Because right now, blockchain is still complex.
True.
Bridging, swapping, security.
Yeah, a lot.
But with an AI agent, you can really abstract all that with the right kind of framework. If its framework is proven, say it's whitelisted, now your agent can handle all the complexity, signing your wallet, signing transaction, bridging and swapping. So in terms of use case, I think that's kind of one of the strong use cases that AI will do for blockchain experience.
Wow, thank you for sharing. So as a learner to enter the space leveraging AI agent compared to a couple years ago, that's way easier, right? Compared to you have to do everything yourself. And another things I would like to ask you, super curious, because it's our industry right now, everything is shipping fast, and then staying pure to the roadmap seems a bit like people also care about the token prices. People also care about, oh, what are you guys really building? How do you navigate this tension where the user just chasing for the price, and then the whole team is building for some foundation to navigate this whole progress of the project?
Sure. I think one thing that makes blockchain unique, or the crypto side as well, there is an incentive model. There's an economy within your business. So some people are speculator and trader. So if the whole market is doing well, they forget about the tech, right? They don't really care about the tech.
Yeah.
But if the market is, as a whole, like say Bitcoin or Ethereum, is not doing well, they want to say, why isn't your tech working? Why isn't it being used?
Yeah.
So in terms, I think we have to face, and the public should know that it's a very unique kind of industry, because we're tied to another variable, which is price driven or price influence in terms of how well you do. Let me give you a good example.
Yeah.
If you look at meme tokens, right, and some are at billion market cap, even Doge, right, it has an infinite supply, yet the market cap is in the billions. What utility does it bring? It brings a culture, awareness. But you have some of the best tech or some of the best products that are generating a lot of fees.
Yeah.
Their token that represent the project doesn't reflect. So it's very unique in terms of how our industry value, say, or measure a company or organization or a team.
So then let's back onto what you guys measure then. So then when you guys define like saying you're AI native L2, so in one sentence, what does it do that others can't do?
If I had to sum it up in one sentence or one or two sentence, I would say for us, we're a solution provider. We navigate and observe what's needed in the space and what can be done with blockchain to improve. A good saying is like for AI or data, garbage in, garbage out. Clean data is one, but having verified data, how can you do that? I think blockchain is one of the technology that can provide the verified data. It's transparent, it's open, so I think it's a perfect fit.
So when you say about the verified data, and Metis has these two things launching out, it's Andromeda and then Hyperion. And what architect these two networks working together instead of just launching this one super chain?
Sure, I would say it's a unified experience. It's not about different chains. You think about you have a highway and then you have a HOV lane for high speed and quick kind of like pass through, or a tollway where it's meant for less friction and just smooth sailing.
Okay.
The best way to say is it's not two different infrastructure. I would say it's the same kind of vision and direction with two options. Andromeda is basically a solid, it's I would say not a legacy, but a network that has distribution.
Okay.
So you can access it from many areas, many verticals, many dApps, many centralized exchange. Hyperion is a infrastructure to support any apps that need speed. It needs modularity to say support AI, on-chain inference, and gaming. To work parallel together, each with a different purpose, but all unified by a unified, I would say, asset for on-chain transaction,
Okay.
a unified, seamless bridge experience. So in terms of, it's not two separate. It's actually one intent, one vision with two solutions to support what the industry needs.
Okay, so then if it's like this coming from the user experiences, right? When the user come on to test this out, how would they experience this?
For us, we've been fortunate to build both tech under the same roof. So from a user experience, we put high emphasis on the user experience, how they bridge, how they interact, or how they move assets between the chains. So that what makes it unique. It's not a high-speed chain built by another team. It's actually they're both built on the same tech stack, the Metis SDK.
When you launch the Andromeda and then Hyperion, and coming from the user experiences, those are just two names. But then if I'm a user, how am I going to experience it?
Sure. I think the best way to say is we're focused on abstracting that experience, making it as seamless as possible. So if you're a user interacting with a game that's built on Hyperion, then your user experience would be very seamless. But if you need to move the asset or interact with Andromeda, we have bridges that will interact seamlessly. So in terms of user experience, it's no different than you're interacting with other blockchains. But the unique thing about it, it will be more seamless because it's built by the same team with similar tech stacks.
Right. Then it comes up to this. It's a high-speed chain, right?
That's correct. It's another way to look at it is it's more difficult to bring a legacy chain that's built for distribution and security. Hyperion is intently built for AI, so it's built for speed. It's modular to help support any developers that need to maybe adjust certain aspect of the chain or the tech stack for their needs.
When we talk about how the AI integrated and then helping the whole high-speed chain, if we talk about the next decade with this evolution coming on, what does an AI on-chain economy actually looks like to you?
You know, that's an interesting question. So tell me, how are you using AI now?
Me right now, for me, I really do leverage AI for content, and then or basically on my personal or anything, honestly. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit addicting, but sometimes I question myself, like using GPT, it's such a great helper, but then you kind of have like a dependent on it. If you don't use it, you kind of don't trust your own skills or like the own thinking process. I would say I use AI daily and it does help me, but I do want to check myself more about how I use AI.
This is just a question that came up as we were speaking.
Yeah.
So AI is making your life easier.
It does.
It makes things more efficient, right?
It does.
So in terms of how we see it is it's going to abstract the blockchain experience. Our agent will interact with any network, any application without a user even knowing.
Yeah.
That's where I think the next couple years will be. It's not about the chain. It's going to be all about the agent. The agent will be acting on your behalf. It's like if you work with some of the AI applications now,
Yeah.
you don't see the intertwine or internetworking of like what application is really interacting with what website, right?
Yeah.
You just see the final product.
True.
So with that, you're seeing that in real life now and some of the use cases. I think for blockchain, it's the same. You won't see the network, and the value of the agent might be more valuable than certain network itself.
True. But when we talk about this, right, like leveraging AI agent to help you, for me, it's like, do you think it's necessary as a user to still learn how the process the AI agent can do, like, and then you can trust, or it will be more of, just let them do their thing, and then, but it's still money involved,
Sure. I think from a user perspective, they just need to know enough. The product is safe, and it's sound. When you deal anything with capital, it becomes personal.
It does, yeah.
So, do I trust agents to manage my portfolio right now?
Yeah.
Probably not, unless I know, the whole pipeline of this is verified. Because I can't even trust AI agents supporting me on some of my documentation just yet, right? Because there's hallucination. That's a big factor.
It is.
And it'll come up with random ideas or stories or facts that I would have to go back and say, verify the data, factual data.
True.
So in terms of like how we put value in it, can we trust it fully? Not quite yet, but we're building a solution to help the industry, to validate, to really abstract that experience and have almost a trustless experience.
Okay, that's so fascinating. I look forward to use that AI agent at some point.
Yeah, I think there are some interesting agents building on Laz AI, and there's more to come. We're hearing teams building very innovative approaches on agents itself. So yeah, for me, we're super excited. We're putting a lot of resource, and that's why we're really not shifting, but putting a lot of emphasis on AI and blockchain. We feel like there's a strong synergy between the two.
That's for sure. There's like a lot of things in the space happening involved with AI agent, and then bring them on chain and then verify and privacy and all that. When we talk about the other thing, verified data, I saw from the open letter, you guys have also another name is Lazbubu. It's so interesting. What is Lazbubu also?
So I know we had a conversation earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to make simple things complex.
Yeah.
But it's hard to make complex things simple. So in terms of how we see and our team is really making this is we're making data playable, interactable. So users don't know they're contributing data to this data set through the new format or new token standard that Laz AI has came up with.
Okay.
So you have this kind of like mainstream narrative play off of the Lazbubu side.
Yeah.
Now you're interacting and contribute to kind of the evolution of that data. So that's what we're doing. We're making data accessible. Now you have engagement. Now you have a commercial model that you can really put a price to your pet or your asset here.
True.
So this is kind of our proof of like how to monetize data, how to contribute to data, and what our technology stack can really provide to the industry and developers and consumers on a use case.
Yeah, I see that's definitely like a marketing play, right? Because like everyone, the technology is so complex, but Lazbubu, they will be like, oh, what is it? And then judging from this, how do you align this new product launching and then the storytelling to the public?
Yeah, I think and from our prior conversation, facts tell, stories sell.
True.
So we're sharing a story where people can relate because not everybody is deep in tech. So I think that's one thing about our industry. We're so tech driven that we forget about the user experience. we forget about the use case, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of that, that initiative is just one initiative, but there's many initiatives that we will help support and bring online to show the use case. Sometimes
Yeah.
when we invented the wheel, right, we didn't know where it was gonna go. We had the mobile cell phone. We thought it was just for calls, but now it's a multimedia device. Now it's a
Yeah.
smart device. So it's the same thing with where we're taking with data and how you assetize data. It's just the beginning. I think we'll see a whole slew of projects that will take it beyond Lazbubu in ways that we haven't imagined or haven't thought of.
And that's quite interesting where the public, for me personally, when I hear about Lazbubu, it's just increasingly draw the attention, right? What you guys doing? What is that exactly? And then what then comes down to this, then what is the current development with Metis and with everything?
Sure. We're putting a lot of resource in the AI side with Hyperion and with LazAI, our AI application layer. We feel like we may be early. People may not see the value or respect it as much, but people who are in the industry talking about innovation do understand. So we're super excited to really keep pushing this boundary. This is what we do at Metis. We challenge the status quo. We make it where people can see the value,
Yeah.
and we're bringing a usable technology to the space.
Right. Innovation is such a key point. Like you mentioned that a lot to me as well. That's pretty interesting point where I wonder from the founder's point, where when the founder's listening to our conversation, what's the biggest challenge you see when the team is like shifting to a new direction?
Yeah, I think you need to evolve. You got to listen to the market. You got to know what's needed. Good example is Polaroid or Kodak, right?
Right.
They kind of fizzled away
Yeah.
because they didn't evolve. BlackBerry is also another
True.
reference. I'm a tech geek,
Yeah.
so I reference a lot to tech.
Yeah.
They didn't evolve fast enough, or they stuck to what they felt like was right.
Yeah.
But I think to evolve, you could always really shift the industry with innovative ideas. And that's what we want to bring to the table. And that's what we are bringing to the table. Innovation and how that innovation is used or how people build up on top of that. I think it's an open market to see and really explore.
So then to be innovated, what's the main thing, how you're managing a team when the whole thing is shifting to another direction? How you deal with the team as a CEO?
Yeah, sure. I think change is hard for some teams. Some teams are built a certain way or they might be too rigid. But in the blockchain space, in a startup environment, you have to be nimble.
True.
You have to be a little bit bold at points. And being bold is just maybe not being widely adopted or understood. But you have to stand in what you believe and what you're committed to. If you commit and you're not all in, you won't succeed. So going back to yourself, asking how do you manage a team or how do you manage a team pivoting? You have to lead, provide conviction to your team, and then just keep building. That's where innovation comes in. It's not too obvious. Innovation is the aha moments. So I think for us, blockchain, AI, what we're doing with LazAI, Hyperion,
Yeah.
it's going to be aha moment for the industry.
Right. Then talking about this aha moment where the whole industry is so speed obsessed, how to stay patient when you're shifting and then there will be time needing to wait for the development.
Sure. I think you have to stay to what you believe in. Don't chase the narrative because it might be short term. Build in what you believe. Build in terms of what your company or organization vision is. That will make you stay. That will help you stay true to why you're building in this space. If you're chasing something, people will see it. The industry will react the same way. But if you're building with a certain intent, I think long term that would stay and support what you're building.
So then with the certain intent, what do you guys think about, how do you think about success then? What does that actually look like to you beyond the matrix?
Sure. I think for our industry and for our organization, success would be being able to deliver this technology where it's usable in a way where companies or for ourselves, we don't have to really express or market our technology, right? We market you'll have a product that uses the technology
Yeah.
where people don't even realize they're using the technology.
True.
I think that's the key thing. We don't talk about how fast our Wi-Fi is. We don't talk about how fast our fiber optic is. It just works.
Yeah.
And when you're going to different cafes, you're not picking different networks. You're picking one that just works and is accessible. I think for us, success will be a time where people are using Metis, interact with a certain application or an agent where they don't even know they're interacting. It's just their agent on chain with, I say, Lazbubu or Metis itself, and just really providing value and interacting in their daily lives.
Right. Thank you, Tom. That was a really amazing conversation. There was a lot of value share. I'm so looking forward to see what you guys are going to keep building out. And to our listeners, if there's anything you want to share to them.
Yeah, I would say we're in a space where it's very new still. The global markets is growing and adopting and embracing our technology and what we're doing. I think 2 years ago, the landscape is totally different. But now with the political shift, it's showing that what we've been building for the last few years, it's actually meaningful. It's tangible, and it's bringing value to the world globally. So keep building, stay true to what you're building, and keep contributing to the industry.
Thank you, Tom. It was a great time.
Thank you, Ria.